All right, testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. I don't know if you clicked on this video because you saw my ugly mug and felt bad or sorry for me. I appreciate it. But it's a little more serious than that. I don't know if you clicked onto this video because you saw the title and you said, and wanted to take a look. I don't know what else to tell you except for this. And again, I want to do a disclaimer first. The disclaimer is simple. It says, I apologize for the energy, the zeal, the attitude, the possible swearing, and of course, the possible swearing when I tell you what I discovered. Now, I want to say I'm the first only because of one fucking thing, okay? No one else showed you this. No one. Yet they all knew. And if they didn't know, bullshit. That's what I'm calling bullshit. So I don't want this video to go too long. And if you're watching this, again, it's up to you to give it a thumbs up because you're like, holy shit, he's right. Or holy, how did he find that? Or he's got to belong to one of those secret societies or secret groups because he knows this. Fuck that bullshit. I'm the first to say it like that, okay? Remember, our goal is not only to do better than our parents did, but to try to get it right. What did our parents get wrong? Depending on the skin tone, depending on the education, depending on the direction that they were raised up in, they could get it wrong. Remember, everyone is still laughing. And if you don't believe it, by the end of this video, you will say to yourself, oh my God. So I want to start this out simply by saying I brought a little Chardonnay with me because I'm dealing with back issues, back pain. And the last person that suffered back pain in such a severe way that they took it out on people ended up shooting people in Texas at the doctor's office. I'm not that guy. And I am so sorry that happened. But it happens because people don't believe what the patient says sometimes. Does that make sense? See, it's racially in the person's mind that, oh, people with my skin tone can handle pain and suffering and all the bullshit that you gave us. Even though your science shows through MRIs and scans and shit like that, yeah, there's an issue here and there. But it'll be alright. That person will be alright. They're okay. Because of their fucking skin tone. This is what type of video this is going to be. And I apologize to those that might feel like they're offended. But fuck that. Alright? I'm talking already like that, and yet we're looking at what? The insurrection? Are we looking at just Congress? Are we looking at something that we thought we knew who built? Who built that? So that's what type of video this is going to be, and I'm going to try my best to do it as fast as I can because just 59 minutes ago, they celebrated Halloween. Yeah. This is the first hour of All Saints Day. Yeah. I'm talking about those that were sacrificed so that you could have your holy days. Yeah. I'm talking about you being able to drink and marry and be happy because one day you'll die. Yet we'll all die because we all inherited sin. But yet they tell you that you have to be baptized and you got to be able to be born again. Why would you ever need to be born again on anything? Because you got it wrong the first time? So that's what type of video this is today. If you anywhere in this video say to yourself, holy shit, he's fucking right. There's words that are way up at the top here of this video. And you can read it. You can support me any way you want. You don't have to. We've always all have the target on our backs, right? Why? Who put the target there? In fact, we got a retail store called Target. What the fuck? Right? See, we were programmed to believe and understand. And based on that belief and that understanding, we would what? Support. But there is also an English word that they gave us that's out there that's going to be the focus of this conversation. The focus of this conversation in that building that you see there. In the state. And remember, state is a mindset. It's a mindset. It's a state of mind. The state where this building is located. Okay? And ironically, who built that building where the state or the mindset is? See, it's so easy for somebody to say, you know what? He doesn't know what he's talking about, or why is he talking about these things? This and that, right? But remember, only those that are outside of my skin tone are the ones that are fucking saying that. The ones that are inside my skin tone have to ask the question, what side of the fence are we on? Because, you know, what he's talking about, I didn't never thought of that. But what I was raised in and taught, and even at the college level, they never said that shit. That's what type of video this is going to be. I'm going to try to get it done as quickly as I can because I don't want to waste anybody's time because we're out of time. Ready? Let's go. This is the Capitol building where Congress bends and shapes the law. They dictate judgment. Yet you can't spell the word you just can't. You can't spell the word judgment without the letter J. The letter J is only 500 years old, right? Right, etymology? Right, teachers? The letter J is only 500 years old. And they told you that the letters that used to represent the letter J before we gave you the letter J was the letter Y, the letter H, and the letter I. Right? I. Right? Right? Well, that's kind of crazy. Because there's so many names and words that are attached to the letter J. Like my last name, Jackson. You don't get Jackson without that letter J. If you got it, it's Jackson. If you don't got it and you only got Y, it's Jackson. If you got I, it's Jackson. If you got what? What other letter would they use before the letter J? There's pretty much nothing else. And ironically, Jackson is a slave name. Right? So what was Jackson before it was Jackson? And what was the name before it was attached to a slave name? And we're still talking about this building you see here. I'm going to hurry up and pressure you right now, okay? Because I gave you 24 hours to tell me what was the largest political secret in this country. In the whole world, once we gave it to you, would say, holy fuck. Oh my God. That's what the rest of the world would say based on this political secret in this country that has lasted since the Civil War. Why, oh why would myself decide to put out a video like this? Why, oh why would I ask the question when I'm still trying to understand my last name? It's not supposed to be important. You're supposed to say, oh, don't worry about it. It's the past. You're supposed to just enjoy what you have today. Bitch, if I've been supporting your shit today and it's only benefiting you, not me, then what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck have I done all this time? And am I really at fault if I didn't know? Does that make me a sinner like you call it? See, because we can spell sin S-I-N. We can also spell sin S-Y-N. We can spell it C-Y-N. We can spell it so many ways, can't we? And all those different ways mean certain things, but we thought we knew what it was. So the Capitol building, if you look at this photo and go to any of my videos that have this same photo and watch the video with this photo in it, and then play this video with this photo in it today, you will say to yourself, holy shit. See, because everybody can't be the true creator's people. You can't have the title. You can't. Someone's got to be what we would call the pretender. The pretender. What is a pretender? It's someone that takes the title and takes over the previous information of that title and acts as if they represent the title. Oh, so many of you right now, so many of you are begging to me to say, wait a minute, he's going to say he's the Jew. Fuck that bullshit. Because yes, the Jew as a name is only 500 years old because of the letter J being represented. Who came in and said, hey, we're going to put the J in front of our name, and it still takes us all the way back to pre-BC times, BCE times. Who said that? And yet you think I'm talking about the Jews right now? I'm not even picking a side. I'm not even bullshitting. I'm just telling you the letter J is a crazy thing. It's supposed to be a capital I, really. It's another offset of the letter I. The letter I. The letter I. But yet this picture, this capital. What's a capital? We have a capital as in letters, right? Capital A, capital B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. Capital letters. Yet that's the Capitol building where Congress is at. Congress as in the conscience of the country. That's what type of video this is. And we're already, 14 minutes deep? I really hope you clicked this video and made it 14 minutes deep. Because I'm going to show you this secret. The largest secret in the United States history. The largest political secret of this country. So if you're not from this country and you click this video on, you now know without a fucking doubt, you know what the biggest secret in U.S. history is politically. Politics is a bitch. I'll tell you why. Politics, in a way, to make it simple, is almost like you choosing the side of the fence. See, I can talk to you about these things because I'm a fucking poor black man in the United States with a slave last name. It don't get any fucking broker than that. It does not. If I had my choice and my way, I know in my heart I deserve to have at least some forms of wealth, some form of riches. But there are entities and powers out there. See, your so-called Bible tells you that there are entities, or what they would call what? Powers that be, that we war against, we fight against, we battle against, right? Those were called what? The kings and kingdoms, right? Yet the Bible's also saying that your Jesus is king, and king Yahweh's the king. All this fucking shit, right? Yet you pray and you give your power to those things, and they watch you go through shit and don't do shit. Yet there's a small number of you that say, oh no, that can't be the truth. God saved me because I should have been dead, and I didn't die because Jesus came in and took. You can call it what you want. I'm not trying to insult you, bitch. I'm not trying to insult you. But where was that same Jesus and same God that you claimed we all are part of, that didn't step in and stop us from getting raped when we were kids, or stopped us from being hung by bullshitters like yourself, while you claim to be judges? Judges. The letter J, judge. Show me. Ready? Show me in your etymology. Show me in your fucking dictionary where the word judge is in the 1200s, in the 1100s, in the 800s, in the 300s. Where's the fucking definition, bitch? Where is it? Yet you claim the God of this system is coming to judge. You claim that those of the Levi are judges. You claim that the 9 supreme judges determine our fate. Yet we're talking about that building. I'm going to give a 30-second speech for right now. Ready? Here we go. If Black Lives Matters was the only ones that showed up on January 6th and marched to that fucking building, right, you see in this picture right now, and claimed, oh my God, we're the ones that should be in the building. We built the building. Let's go. If they, no matter what the fuck they said, they would have been shot dead on the property. Yet the so-called Republicans that were behind Mr. Trump didn't get shot up too much. In fact, only one person got shot. She passed away, and she was part of the military. That's what happened. See, I feel you, Republican. I feel you. I get you. I get your plight. In fact, this country is a republic, right? See, you can hold the flag that has the what do you call that flag? It's on the General Lee, the car. I forget. There's 13 stars. It's red, blue, and green. Come on, red, blue, and white. Come on, you know what it is. The one that's banned in certain states now, and this and that. First, it was a fucking black thing. It wasn't yours. It was a black thing. It was a Confederate flag, right? Right. See, what I'm about to show you is going to make you question everything you are as a Republican. Republican. It's going to make you question your republicanship. Remember, everything's been on a ship and over water, right? Come on, bitch. Are you ready? The Buying Freak used to ask that question. Christ Angel. It doesn't get any deeper than that. But Christ Angel used to ask the question, are you ready? Do you believe? Be like Eve, right? You remember all that shit? Come on. See, I really, honestly, truly don't believe that you're ready for me to even show you what I've found. But the reason I have to show you these things is because life is real. People are dying. No matter what, we're still sacrificing to the same gods that used to walk this land that were killed the fuck off physically. Someone killed them off. They told you, oh, they fought up against themselves, giants against giant. But yet the story is bullshit. And you know it. You know it. See, someone came along and killed someone's parents and took their kids and raised them up and retaught them. And then their kids became kids. And their kids grew up to be adults and became kids. They raised them and just generation after generation. That's how you fucking program. You grab them as kids and you teach them. And then when they become adults, if you let them get there, and they have offspring, they're going to turn around and say, hey, guess what my teacher taught me? And they're going to teach those children those ways. Right? See, because if that was never true, we would never feed our children chitlins. Right? We would never tell our children, well, I don't know where the Jackson last name came from, but you're a Jackson. Fuck you, bitch. See, if we're all about life, then why the fuck have we been supporting death the entire time? Just ask yourself that question. Why do we have to walk in halls that giants supported? Giants. Why do the ceilings have to be so fucking tall if you're not that tall? It's a waste of fucking space. Oh, well, it makes it look like it's royalty. It makes it look like it's heavenly. They're the same bitches that told you as above, so below. So if you got a triangle aiming up and you got a triangle aiming down, what does it look like when you put the two together? It's called the Star of David, isn't it? And yet David really was never a person's name. It was a description. It's divinity. Divinity. No different than when you called us, people that looked like that skin tone, devils. It actually meant divine elves. Divine elves. Dav elves. Yeah. So we're now going to talk about that building for another minute, maybe 2 more minutes. And then I'm going to show you another picture. And I'm going to ask you who drew the picture. That's all I'm going to ask you. See, because you're so smart. You're so intelligent. You're so, politically correct. You're so, the Republican is the religious one, and they do this, right? The Democrat is blah, 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 blah. In fact, you can look at somebody and know that they're a Democrat. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what the world has come to. Why? It's called a program. We're being programmed because someone controls us. We allowed some things or some beings to control us. They made us what? Spiritual beings. Yet spiritual beings used to be fucking physical beings that were killed the fuck off. And as long as that's true, people, you gotta ask, who's your daddy? You got to ask, who's your daddy? Because daddy's sperm, or I hate to use the adult term like that, but daddy's seed, his sperm, was spread out somehow. But what good was daddy's seed or his sperm if it didn't grow? So it had to go to some place that could grow something. It's called the uterus. It's called the woman. So whose womb did daddy's seed go into? Whose seed did daddy's womb go into to help create and generate a population that was numbered like the sand? The sand. Yet the sand has a color. It's a skin tone. Keep this fucking shit simple. Let's think about something. It's so crazy that the Bible. Listen, I know the fucking Bible, so back the fuck off, bitch. In fact, my nickname is in the Bible. My nickname is Titus. It's in the fucking New Testament, right? Ironically, Titus ends with US. How many Greek fucking words ended with US? And it's not important, yet in this country, understand what they fucking did. In fact, the initials in this country is US. A, right? US. 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 What's the us? You can go there if you want. I'll take it there in another video. But right now, let's get serious. Let's stay serious. Ready? So, let's talk about something that no one wants to talk about. If you take what was done and what was said and put them together, you understand atrocities still were done. They don't like to talk about the skin tone of what they really look like, but they want to tell you, oh, they were called this and that. See, anybody can be called. If I call you a drunk, what do you say? Well, I would have had to been uncontrolled by this, right? Right? And sadly, those that are labeled as drunkards or have an alcoholism problem go to AAA meetings, right? Alcohol Anonymous, you know what I'm saying, right? And so many survivors have pulled through and beat it. Beat it, right? Survived it, right? But they forget to show you that the same fucking religious bitches turned to Jesus and said, hey, there's Jesus. They didn't even describe it as a wedding reception or a party or whatever, but they wanted Jesus to do what? And it should have been condemned in their fucking scriptures. But it wasn't. They wanted Jesus to take the most purest thing that gives life, that's water, and turn it into wine. We know wine is described not just as grape abstract or the juices of grapes, but fermentation, which turns into alcohol. Plus they add shit to it, whether it's yeast, I don't give a fuck. It turns into, what does it do? It's designed to open your mind so that the spirits can come in. And that's why they call it wine spirits. What you do with what you get is the outcome. If you can't handle it, they call you an alcoholic. Right? They call it wine spirits. So why would the True Creators people test? Remember, they tell you, you're not supposed to test God. You're not supposed to. But they tested Jesus by telling him to turn the water into wine. And Jesus did it. Based on those writings in the script, Jesus did it. He turned the water into wine. How come we don't hear any more of the story after that? How come we don't hear how many partakers there was of the wine. But ironically, in the last fucking supper, Jesus again tells you to drink the wine because it represents his blood. So you're drinking the blood of Jesus, right? Jesus. Remember, Jesus. Letter J, 500 years old. What was the letter before that? Oh, well, it's Yeshua. Harry, it's Yeshua. You should know that. Yeshua, right? Yeah. The Y? Really? There's a secret society out there that uses the letter Y as their symbol. I showed you that in a video already. So what's he doing with the Y, bitch? We have the YMCA, right? The Y is this, right? In fact, if you go back to the 2013 NBA 2K, you see LeBron James holding up the Y on the cover of the game, and yet his jersey number is 6. It's sixes. 6. I'm connecting the dots for you because that's how fucked up we've been serving this shit. So let's get to the point right now because we are already 31 minutes deep in this video. And I hope you have already commented at least 3 times based on what I've been talking about. Because you can look this fucking shit up. So let's be real. You ready? Let's be real together. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm showing you. I mean, I'm drinking wine. So wouldn't that make me a hypocrite? Nah, son. See, because I'm speaking as an educator right now. I'm talking as the teacher. Because I was the student. Life is so important that we have to find what's been taken away from life so that we can stop death. Well, what the fuck would it mean to live forever? I don't want to live forever. Bitch, then what the fuck did you get baptized for? You claimed you needed to be born again, right? If you need to be born again in anything, that means you got it fucking wrong. Yeah, we're battling against spirit beings. I told you this. The spirit beings we've been fighting against, even ones that help create the whole setup that we have here today. The spirit realm, it's an eye watching you. That's why it looks like a fucking eye. It just doesn't blink. Listen to what I'm telling you, okay? I know we have wars going on. I know we have people that are starving that it's happening. But I'm about to show you the biggest political secret in this land. And you are going to say, what the fuck? So I'm going to take about a minute, maybe even 2 minutes here real quick. I'm going to ask you to do something. You ready? I'm going to ask, what happened to my, oh no. I started this video and accidentally closed out what I wanted on the side here. Anyway, I'm going to ask you to do something for me, okay? I hope you can do it. Let's see if I can see real quick. I might be able to find it. Yes, good, got it. Alright, I'm going to ask you guys to do something for me, okay? Alright, good. Alright, found it. It's coming back up. So I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor. I just want you to sit there and think for a few minutes on a legitimate answer to what I'm about to show you, okay? I want you to try to answer the question I give you. And then you're going to get the answer together. I'm telling you. Are you ready? So I want to thank Jeopardy as the theme song to what I'm about to play. Why I asked this question, I want you to think about it. We're going to have the Jeopardy theme music in the background. I'm going to attach that to this because I don't own the rights to the music. So, just in case they try to copyright strike it, I'm going to add it in the comments. So that means it's in this video because this is a recording. So, I'm just going to attach it. It should be good, okay? But I'm going to ask you guys a question. I'm going to ask the most smartest of you. In fact, Ironically, we have a term in politics called the Black Caucus. What the fuck? God damn. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to bring this picture in for you guys. We're going to look at it as a definition. Let me see if I can type this shit in. Hold on a second. I got to see. Hold on. Hold on a second. Yeah. All right. Good. They got it. Okay. Hold on. I just want to see what this fucking means together. All right. Sorry for swearing, but life is what it is. All right. I just want to pull something up together. So I'm gonna switch over to the screen real quick so we can see it. Okay. Yeah. So let's switch over. Okay. So we should have just switched over just now. We're gonna look at this together. Okay. I never looked this up ever. Okay. Ever. So we're gonna try to do this as quickly as we fucking can. Okay. I'm only gonna look this up because supposedly they call this black. You know what I'm saying? So let's just look this up together. We're gonna try to read it together. I'm gonna look into the light and hopefully read this without messing this shit up. All right, here we go. It's from Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Sorry. Congressional Black Caucus. All right, we're gonna just read the definition of this. The Congressional Black Caucus is a caucus made up of what? African fucking. Am I swearing right now? I apologize. Sorry, I'm a little pissy right now. Okay. The Congressional Black Caucus is a caucus made up of African American members of the United States Congress representatives. Oh my goodness. Stephen Hartsford from Nevada is a caucus chairperson, having succeeded Joyce Beatty from Ohio in 2023. Let's just read some brief history together, because I didn't write this shit. All right, they're the ones that fucking gave it to us. The Black fucking Caucus. Listen, if you're a representative of the Black Caucus, I ain't trying to pick on your ass, all right? But you should already know this, and that means that you've been laughing at those that don't know. And if you didn't know, you should automatically say, fuck that. I'm not rolling with that shit. Ready? And this is one of the reasons why the Black Caucus didn't put enough pressure on Obama when he took office and still let it hang in Congress that Black Americans or African Americans were still 1/3 or 2/3 or 2/5 or whatever the fuck human in Congress, in the Constitution, bitch. Still says it. They didn't erase it. And the vice president was our president. President. Say that 5 times fast. Our present president, Mr. Joe Biden, still has not changed that. What's your problem, boy? What's your problem? I'm not trying to disrespect you. You're still disrespecting me. The Black Caucus that helps support the Black Lives Matters still are against me. And I'm about as African American as you can fucking get. You the one that gave us the fucking Africa tag, but my name never left this land. Darth Vader has shown up to the stream. Are you ready? Luke, I'm your father. Luke is one of the names of the 4 from the New Testament. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. John is short for what? Johannes. What? Let's read. Ready? Here we go. The founding history of the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm not going to read the whole fucking thing because I'm not trying to make this video 6 hours long or 3 hours long. Let's hurry up. Remember, it's 1:34 a.m. on All Saints Day. Y'all ain't celebrating that. Got too much fucking chocolate in you. You ready? Here we go. The predecessor to the caucus was founded in January 1969 as the Democratic Select Committee. Let me just repeat that fucking phrase. You ready? And I really truly want to know who turned to so-called African Americans and said, "Hey, you guys now belong to the Democrats. We're going to give you a title called the Black Caucus." See, because caucus used to supposedly represent white, right? My wife is caucus or Caucasian, right? I was trained to respect all races and forget who fucking tagged your skin with a slave name. That's what I was trained. And they succeeded. I want to make sure I repeat this again. You ready? And this is the first time I've ever looked this definition up, but I'm going to smack you bitches in the fucking face for what you allowed to happen to this country. Are you ready? It's a cunt tree. Ready? Here we go. The predecessors to the caucus. Let's look at this. That's the House of Representatives logo, right? Ready? The predecessor to the caucus was founded in January of 1969, the same year that we had Woodstock, right? Woodstock, right? 1969. We were deep in what? Vietnam War, right? Right? 3 years before I was born, right? Here we go. Repeat again. Definition of Congressional Black Caucus. The predecessors to the caucus was founded in January 1969 as the Democratic Select Committee by a group of black members of the House of Representatives, including, and they give a couple people here, all right, of New York, Lewis, whatever the fuck, of Ohio, and William, whatever the fuck, of Missouri, which Missouri, New York, and Ohio are all Indian fucking properties that were sold under what? The signing of the Indian shit, the treaties, right? Yeah, we gonna get these bitches right now, alright? Anyway, black representatives have begun to enter the House in increasing numbers during the 1960s, at the exact same time that there was segregation, that we had Malcolm X trying to hang in there, and at the same time we also had who? Dr. Martin Luther King. During this same time, we had blacks sneaking into Congress. That's what they're saying there. Let's read it again. It says William L. Clay of Missouri. He was one of the last. So you got Missouri, New York, and Ohio. And it says black representatives had begun to enter the House in increasing numbers during the 1960s. Meanwhile, they continued to kill us and hang us in the fucking streets and blame us for bullshit without eyewitnesses and still said we were guilty. Do you not remember? These are the fucking things we're paying for today. That's why you're scared as a caucus, as a Caucasian, as all these other races. You're scared because you're kind of saying to yourself, wait a minute, we've been praying to this God the whole time. We've been going to church. Okay, maybe I stopped going to church, but we used to go to church. My mom went to church. I'm talking about for you guys, all right? Not for me. Just talking, just second, third person, whatever. And I don't understand it. We went to the beach and we had fun, and then all of a sudden the water sucked us out and it killed Timmy. Like, what the fuck? I thought God was in our corner. Oh my God, we vacationed down in Florida and all of a sudden we got hit by a fucking hurricane and we lost Grandma. What the fuck? What is going on? I thought y'all had God in your corner. I thought God approved of all the fucking bullshit that you did to take the land. Remember that shit? You remember that? Lady Liberty? Yet she holds a crown on her head with 7 points. It's a 7-pointed star. Remember that? Yet today we're really under the rule of the 6-pointed star. Yet man's star is 5. So you got 5, 6, 7, right? Add it up. Add it up. It's 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 9 Nagas. The Nagas, the niggas that you call niggas. The Nagas. Even though you attach them to snakes, you also say the snakes is knowledge. That's what you took from us, bitch. Let's keep reading about the so-called Congressional Black fucking Caucus. And some people would easily say, wait, you need to watch your fucking mouth, bitch, because of the Black Caucuses, they help give you freedom. Who imprisoned us? You need to understand that part of the imprisonment came from blacks. Yeah, bitch. That's when you bring white slavery into question. Oh, wait, there's books out there about white slavery? I told my wife once, I said, you know what? The craziest thing in life is that you and I are the last slaves. Your people were slaves, and my people were slaves, and we both fought in wars. Yet, y'all came out of the wilderness, and we came out of the garden. What the fuck? So there's only one way out for us. Either we fight to live, or we die. That's what we told. That's what we're told. Let's keep reading. Real quick. You ready? Here we go. I gotta hurry up this. I gotta hurry. Okay, ready? Black representatives have begun to enter the House in increasing numbers during the 1960s. And they had a desire for a formal organization. Further, congressional redistricting, that means removing your ass around, and other factors in the wake of the civil rights movement. Remember, Civil War and the rights that came with that fucking war, bitch. The civil rights movement resulted in the number of black congressional members increasing from 9 to... Oh, that's such a great number. From 9 to 13. So you went from the true power to the true curse. From 9 to 16 to 13, huh? The first chairman, Charles Diggs. Yeah, that's him right there, bro. And ironically, guess what? He was a fucking Moor. He was a what? Mason, bitch. Look it up. It says, Mr. Charles Cole Diggs Jr. was an American politician from the U.S. state of Michigan. That's who? Moses, Mexico, Michigan. Who served in the state Senate and U.S. House of Representatives. He was the first, well, not really, because I'm going to show you something factual. He was the first African American elected to Congress from Michigan under the new Constitution. They left that shit out. He was the first African American, and ironically, they say African first. So basically, they're telling you that he came from Africa, but he was born here in America. So he's African American. Fuck you, bitch. It's a bullshit lie. Look at the two capitals under African and African and American. There's a capital for African and a capital for American. Fuck them. Remember, double letters is the sin. I'm telling you. Anyway, elected to Congress from Michigan. That's what it says. Mr. Diggs served from 1969 to 1971, the year before I was born. Yeah. So, ironically, the most important thing we need to know about the Congressional Black Caucus is the first fucking sentence. It says, the predecessor to the caucus was What? Founded in January, the beginning of the year, in 1969, while we were in war, as the Democratic Select Committee. And why? Because we weren't sending a whole lot of blacks to the Vietnam War. We really weren't. But to have Black Black Caucuses going back to the black neighborhoods and telling them that they need to represent the country, we were able to send more blacks to war to die in Vietnam. So, are you ready? I am going to show you right now. So we just looked that up. Remember, I didn't put that definition together. It was already out there, right? You ready? So I'm going to give you the Jeopardy music in the background here and ask you a fucking simple question. Are you ready? I'm going to ask you a question. And the question is simple. And then I'm going to give you the picture that you need to see. All right? So the question is simple. What is the largest political secret in the so-called United States? What do you think is the largest political secret that this country does not want you to know? Because if you knew it, you would be able to do the math and you would step back and say, holy fuck, what have I done? What have I allowed myself to be led into? That is the question, and I'm going to give you the answer in exactly a minute and a half. Think about it. Put it in the comments below. I know you might not want to because you don't want to say, wow, I have to think about this. But guess what? It's here. The time is now. The time is now because it'll get you out of harm's way. Oh, wait a minute. This is one of those videos to help get us out of harm's way. Well, we like harm. What the fuck is wrong with you? I asked the question, what is the largest political secret in this country? No matter what you say. After the Civil War, what? In fact, when the Civil War happened, the reason for the Civil War, what is the largest political question, political secret in this country, the United States? And yet the whole world, when they see this as an answer, will say, holy fucking shit. Think about it. You got a minute and a half. Here we go. Let me see. Kennedy got shot? I don't know. I'm thinking Kennedy. Kennedy got shot, maybe? Is that what it? I don't know. They know who did it? Yeah, let's do it. Nah, nope. That can't be it. All right, hold on. Let's see. It's the largest political secret. Oh, my God. Nah, it can't be that. It can't be that. I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on. With Clinton. Hold on a second. Wait. Oh my God. Yes, it's gotta be it. Yes. Oh my God. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. All right, let's try one more time. Come on, go. Come on. That was funny. Come on. All right, one more time. Come on, let's see. Lincoln? Nah, not. Yeah, Lincoln was Civil War. Hold on a second. Nah, we're gonna leave that alone. We ain't going there. Nope. Obama. Oh my God. He wasn't born in this country. Oh my God. Wait, hold on a second. I think I got it. Yeah, I got that bitch. I got it. I'm ready. What is Obama was not born in this country? Incorrect. I know now, if you made it this far in this video, that you're ready to see and understand what the biggest political secret in this country has ever been. If you made it this far, I hope that you appreciate that I found this, and that if you look at it, you understand why I've never voted in this country and I'm 51 years old. I hope you understand that I understand what they were trying to do with voting, but it's what they did before the Civil War. It's what they did that caused the Civil War. It's what they did after the Civil War. It's what they did now today. So I'm done beating around the bush. Let's talk about something real quickly, and then I'm going to show you the picture. There's a picture that you need to review first, okay? I don't even know where this picture came from. I know it came from a book, and I know that an artist drew this fucking bullshit thing, but they knew what the fuck they were talking about when they drew it. Remember, knowledge is power, right? But the who controls the knowledge controls the gold. Period. That's the golden rule. Whoever has the gold can create the rule, right? And they do that based on knowledge. It shows you in a deck of cards. A deck of cards give you 13 suits, 13 levels. That's the ace all the way. So it's ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. That's 13 different suits. What we call suits. 13. That's their number, 13, right? That's the 12 disciples plus Yahshua or Jesus. That's 13. That's the 13 constellations. That's all, right? 13, right? Okay. Remember, I said Black Caucus earlier, right? They should know, right? You got the Moors, you got all these different groups that came in. You got the so-called Indians, you got the Brits, the Britons. Who fought against the Britons in the Civil War? Oh wait, well the Britons weren't fighting in the Civil War, bitch. They were fighting in the Revolutionary War. Yes, they were. You are correct, son. But first, the same bitches that fought in the Revolutionary War ended up fighting in the Civil War. What? Who became Confederate? Done with the questions. The Jeopardy answer is correct. We're going to give it to you right now. If you've been on my Facebook page before, you saw this picture before, and I said something and you didn't give a fuck. But it's ironic that the times we're living in right now, we have to. We have to, because it lifts the veil from what they educated you with and told you that they hold the knowledge and you need to learn it in order for you to get a bigger paycheck. Are you ready? So I ask you only one question with this photo that you see right here. The two platforms. Remember, they told you Republican and Democrat, right? They even give you animals to represent them, but both animals have stars on their animals. Why? Because it's still man, right? Right? One, actually both, have the star upside down. What is that symbol of? Oh, wait, I forgot. You shouldn't have recognized that, but we're going to go there right now. Look at this photo that you are looking at right now above. Look at that photo. Look at. I just want to ask you a simple question, because we're going to read what it says at the bottom of each person. It says the two platforms. Now, I want you to understand something so sick and so sad, but you put it out there, not me. And I found this shit, and it proves everything. This photo was prominent until Lincoln became president, and then the Civil War happened. This photo is older than the time that Lincoln served, because someone drew this picture in a book, and it was just before President Lincoln became president. It's the last black Republican. I want to tell you something, people. You can see what this picture says. That's why I made it big as possible. Yeah, I'm blocking a little bit of what it says on the black side, but I want you to read what it says below the Caucasian that you see in this photo. It says the Democratic platform underneath the Caucasian with the beard. And it says the Republican platform underneath the so-called Negro. Now, I want to ask you, as an educated person who is pretty smart when it comes to seeing something and making an observation and then making a declaration, I want to ask you a question. Do you think a Caucasian drew this picture or a Negro drew this picture? I'm going to give you a few more minutes here to think about what I just asked you. Do you think a Caucasian drew this picture or do you think a Negro drew this picture? Here we go. Answer the question. I One more time. Now, it's a simple answer. See, because if a Caucasian, well, let's do it on the other side. If a Negro person decided, hey, I'm going to draw this picture and tell people what what side represents in this book, and I'm a great artist, so let me show them. If a Negro was supposedly drawing themselves to look the way this picture does, it would be an insult. An insult to themselves. And look at how well they drew the Caucasian. They drew him looking pretty proper. You know what I'm saying? He looks pretty, I'm an educated Caucasian. I'm a great Republican. I'm a great Democrat. And look how they fucked up the Negro. That's if a Negro drew the picture. So now, ask yourself the most obvious fucking question. If a Caucasian drew the Caucasian looking like that, and then said, okay, it's time to draw that Negro, and they drew the Negro with big fat fucking lips like that, sticking out, looking like a fucking jack. Look at the hair, it's all net. Look at the hair. In fact, there's so many books that talk about our heritage, our hair being coarse, and all that other shit. And it's right here in this picture. And it says underneath his picture, the Republican platform is for the Negro. Then who the fuck are you today? You're sitting in your church voting as a Republican. Yet you never knew the whole time that you were acting as the modern day Negro. Yet There's such a high number of you that have sacrificed Negroes under the white cap. And you know what the fuck I'm talking about, yet you're paying for fucking sins today. And ask yourself, oh, why is God doing this? What? Really? So again, I ask you, if you're really a soldier of life, why have you chosen death? See, because there's a book out there called America, the greatest and blah, 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 blah. It's like the longest title in fucking history. And ironically, when you open up to the second page of that book, they show the Caucasian carrying a so-called Indian, or what you would call a Negro, but they are carrying him or her. Can't really determine that yet, but why? What? So they're saying that the United States is a republic. Well, it was until the Civil War. But wait a minute. I thought the caucus supposedly had so many slaves on its plantation. Yet the North supposedly supported and had free Negroes. What is the world not telling us when George Washington had Negroes as slaves and he was the first president of the new and improved, supposedly, new Constitution? See, I gotta keep looking like this and acting like this because I gotta like it's a fucking Scooby-Doo mystery. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do this shit because this photo should have never been found. But I thought they burnt most of these fucking photos and proofs and this and that. And ironically, we still have the open cave out there in the Grand Canyon that had giants and photos and everything you needed to know about giants in the cave. And yet they want to tell you, oh, don't worry about that. It's the only cave in history that didn't have stairs to it. What the fuck? So don't come up with me with the fucking conspiracy shit when if you understand the definition of conspiracy, it's to conspire. You have to create it and make it something. But your books that you taught, remember, you're the teacher. You're the one that said, so this is what happened. This is, man comes from this and that. Remember, you're the one that said this shit. But look at the photo. So if you are the Republican today and you can't wait to put Trump back in office, even Trump is supposed to be representing the Negro who's representing the Republic. Because this country is still a what? Republic. So it pisses you off when we deal with democracy, but you don't understand that y'all brought democracy into the land. And scary, since we just had Halloween a couple hours ago, I'm going to give you something scary. Democracy starts with a couple letters. DEMOC. You also start the spelling of democracy. It sounds like the same spelling of demon. Democracy. Remember, words are also spells. Writing in cursive is also spells. And we learned all this from teachers that told us that the spirit realm is trying to connect to them, to reconnect to them, so that you can help them live longer. So I ask you, what the fuck happened in the real, true Civil War? Why do we have all these amendments added to the Constitution? What's the Constitution? It's a mindset just like the state, right? Why did the statue in New York City, outside of New York City, in the land, and on an island, on an island, is the first two letters of Israel. Is land, island, island, right? Island. That's just how you spell it, right? It's a spell. Why is he dressed in a dress, carrying a book and a torch? The torch lights up the night. The night was who was ruling over you. And you were supposedly became the light in the darkness. The darkness was the ruling parties. They were ruling over you. And you brought light into the world with your God. You came killing. So ask yourself the question. If this photo that's sitting in this video is showing that the caucus is the Democrat, and that Democrats are the one passes laws for gays and all these other things on the shoulders and the backs of the so-called Negro, and saying it's the same fucking struggle, they did that already. They did that. But they gave you a first black president called Obama. Yeah. Obama was the first black Democratic president. But Abraham Lincoln was the last black Republican president. Why was he passing laws? Because he was trying to re-free who? What? And where? Did Lincoln have slaves? Why don't we know the answer to that? Why was he trying to emancipate? Why did he get shot in the fucking back of the head in a theater? Theater. The is God, right? Ator. Huh? So you were entertaining the gods? That's what theater is all about? Yet you come in as a caucus and represent the Democratic platform. Yet after the Civil War, now it doesn't matter. Now caucus can be on the Democrat and the Republic. It can do what it fucking wants because it is ruling the world under the guise of the Jesuit, the J. So what was the caucus 500 years ago? I'll wait. In fact, I'll play this theme music. What was the caucus 500 years ago? Go. Oh, I know. I got it. The caucus was, and they were 500. I was, no, damn. Let me see. The caucus 500 years ago. I got it. I got it. The answer is, nah, that's not it. Damn it. Nah, that's not it. Let me see. I got it. It's yes. So the answer is no, that's not it. One more time. O.M.G. And we're about to blow the networks and the world up right now with this answer. What do they call the caucus? Caucasian. Caucasian, right? So you have Asian. You have all these other things. Caucasian. Their book tells you do not mix with Kanan, right? We have Canada, right? Canada, right? Let's get to the bottom of this as fast as we can because this video is now an hour and 15 minutes, and I gave you a lot of fucking shit right now. I gave you a lot. In fact, in a video that I did before, I showed you that the top of the Capitol building is really the chalice. You fuck, it's upside down. It's a chalice for the gods that are supposedly up there, but they're really not up all the way. They're just up so far. In fact, they're stuck. They're called sprites. They can't get any further than what they are up, but they know they came from the down. Ironically, when you die, they put you in a cemetery, but the cemetery is attached to the fucking church. If you're not attached to the church, you are put into a graveyard, or they burn your body and it's turned into ashes. It's called cremation. That way the spirit just goes into the atmosphere. And wherever it goes, right? Some people take ashes and they dump it into the ocean because that person passed away in the ocean, or the person that passed away before they passed away said, listen, if I die, and they tell you what they want, right? So you completed their will. In their will, they said they wanted their ashes to be dumped in the ocean, right? So what's the conclusion of this video? First off, for you not to comment on this picture, shame on you. You should be able to say, oh my God, wait a minute. How old is this picture? Because I've been a proud Republican for the last 40 years. It's in my family. Oh my God, I've been a proud Democrat for 40 years. And yet, they're the ones that pass the laws, break the laws, bend the laws, and take us to war or pull us out of war. And you claim that God put them in authority. How many Supreme Court judges do we have? 9. They're acting as the 9 Nagus, or the Nagas, the niggas, the 9. Why is there 9? Because 9 is the perfect number. Why is 9 the perfect number and not 10, even though they tell you that 10 is the perfect number? Because 10 is divided by 2. What's the 2? You in the spirit realm, you bitch. You in the spirit realm. That's the division. You can't divide 9. You can't. Because it's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, whatever the fuck repeating, right? What's up with 3? Well, 3 got killed the fuck off. Who killed those fucking 3 off? 3 from what? 3 were killed off from the 10 that left 7. So we live in a world where we are stuck with 7 continents. Continents is part of the conscience, the Constitution. 7. They told you that, oh yeah, there's the 10 tribes. Bitch, you gotta be Indian in order to be a tribe. What's Indian? So get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. If you are claiming to be of the 10 tribes and you lost 3, you can't find those 3, and there's 7 left. What's up with the 7? The 7 are the last of the ruling class. I thought the original ruling class was the 12. The 12 so-called tribes of Judah. You ain't got no Judah 500 years ago. You got Judas. Let me tell you the biggest other fucking religious secret. I'm going to give it to you right now. I know I showed you the biggest political secret. I'm not done with that. I'm going to finish this in a couple seconds. But let me tell you the largest religious secret. You ready? I already exposed some of it with 10 becoming 7. The 10 became 7. That's why our the Statue of Liberty has 7 points left. That's the 7 heads. 7 heads, 7 kingdoms. And it's a lady. Why is it a lady? Why is she in a dress, but she looks like a fucking dude? Because it's what? Male and female. It created its own children. Do you not understand that? Do you not get it? Whether it went through animals or not, they created humans to be the what? The kind of man. They call them mankind. It's a kind of man, right? You don't know that. You don't understand it, but just go to the Pope and tell him to open the gates in the 3rd floor below, 3 levels down. See, 3 levels down, you find the bones that have the heads, that have horns coming out of the skull, that are mermaid. You get them all down there. You have the lion-headed men. And you have the men with human heads and lion bodies. You have all these different little connections. The bird-headed men. You have their bones. Those are the gods that they have in their possession. And the spirits are leading them. It's a fucking fact. So when you have a door or a church door sitting in Antarctica and you go there and open that door and start going down, you don't go up, you go down. You go down. When you're looking for Hamas and you claim that they have tunnels, you go down. You go down. Even in this country, you have land, and in their basement, in their houses, in their basements are really the attics of the old buildings that are down. They're down. So when I tell you the biggest religious secret, that the so-called the Hebrews, let me make sure I understand and make this point clear at 22 minutes, an hour and 22 minutes and 30 seconds. The so-called Hebrews, spelled Hebrews, the Hebrews. Take the H off and put an N on it, and you got the Nibiru's. The Nibiru's. So when you have the planet Nibiru, you're talking about the so-called Hebrew. And I'm telling the world today, I know we have a lot of so-called dark-skinned people that say we're the true God's people, this and that, la 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 la, but we never called ourselves Hebrew. We never called ourselves Israel. We never called ourselves any of those things. We lost our language. That's what they took from us in the war. And they gave us their book and what they called themselves. Remember, they gave the world the word contemporary, contemporaneous, which is living at the same time. So they are the pretenders. What trouble could I get into with this video? Listen, we are all still trying to find knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge allows you to say, nope, I'm not going to touch the stove because mom told me if I touch it, I can get burnt. How does that not apply with everything? How does that not apply with everything? Apparently, what they're calling the lost ark is yours. Something happened that the power hit it for the right time. The power knows it can bring back what it lost because it remembers it. Remember, they tell you in their fake book that God knows you in the womb. Remember? This is how sick they are. Listen, their first book starts with Genesis, gene of Isis. ISIS is what they call their Mary, right? Mary had a little lamb. Why do they like veal and what? Lamb. Lamb is the baby sheep. Veal is the baby calf. The calf, as it grows up, becomes Baal. The bull, the Baal, the head of Baal. That's their shit. Their sheep is the grown-up veal, right? It's the grown-up lamb, excuse me. When the lamb's grown up, it becomes a sheep. And ironically, there's a shepherd, right? They called their David a shepherd. He wasn't a warrior. They said that the shepherd would rule the kingdom. The shepherd killed the giant. What the fuck? With 3 stones? The 3 that came from the 10? David's supposed father was named Jesse? You don't get Jesse. Sorry. You do not get Jesse. Oh my God. Did I talk the whole time on... Oh, yeah, I got it. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm still here. You don't get Jesse without the letter J. So Jesse, Joseph, all that shit is only 500 years old. And yet all those names are contemporaneous. Just like their Moses. Look in their Bible. They give you 2 spellings of the pronunciation of Enoch. Enoch. Yet you have the term called Enochian. Yet you have the same people that call themselves Asherah and Ashereth, acting as Enoch. Enoch. Put a T in front of Enoch and you got Tenoch. Tenoch's connected to the Torah. Who they fooling? Who they fooling? There's no way you can call yourself the true creator's people and get sick from the sun with skin cancer. You put Caucasian people in the garden and said God created them first, but the sun gave them leprosy. Leprosy is a form of what? Skin cancer. So I ask you, based on this picture that you see here, they had a pride. The pride of the artist. The pride of the artist. The artist drew this picture and said, yeah, the Democratic platform is for the white man. They called themselves the white man, spelled W-H-I, right? T-E. And said the platform, the Republican platform, was for the Negro. They didn't even call him black. They said Negro. Yet, during the Civil War and before the Civil War started, that president was Aboriginal, which even so-called Negro should not take possession of Aboriginal. Should leave it alone. Because the language itself claims it wasn't yours. It wasn't yours. AB. What's the blood type? How the fuck does the Aboriginal not have AB blood? So it ain't you, bitch. It ain't you. You're the pretender. That's Abraham. But we're talking about a president's name. The president was Abraham Lincoln. Lin is death. Colon is what? The fucking ass. When you get colon cancer, where is it? In your ass. So what did they tell you about the name Lincoln? It's the wilderness of death. Only dead shit comes out of your ass. It's the wilderness of death. That's what Lincoln is as a definition. So Abraham, they were trying to call him the worst shit ever. because of his skin tone, because of who he was, because of where he came from. But he was mixed. He was mixed. Rather, his father was Caucus or his mother was Caucus, and his father was the opposite. He was a mulatto. That's what we call that, a mulatto, mixed. Mixed. In fact, some people would say he's Mongolian. Mongolian is what? It just means great one, right? What made them great? That they could pass for black or white, right? Let's be real. And Abraham Lincoln was the last black Republican president. That's your proof, bitch, that Lincoln was black. We already proved that your boy that sailed the ocean blue in 1492 was also black. But he was a dog. He had a dog head. In fact, I showed you in a video of Chris, I forget his last name, but he did the song Black Hole Sun. And that was his signing off to the world. Because he was trying to say, Black Hole Sun, won't you come and wipe away the rain? Who's the rain? R-E-I-G-N. Reign, as in king. Wash away the kingdom that's ruling. Because he did not want to drink the blood anymore. Remember, he used to be part of another group before he had that group. And in that group, he sang a song about having to drink blood at the table with the children. He sang about that. Forget the name of the song. It's called the something dog. How does it go? I got 30 seconds to figure out how it goes. Let's see. Oh, it's called I'm Going Hungry. I'm Going Hungry. Look that song up. Something of the dog. What's the chances? It's called I'm Going Hungry. That's the name of the song. He did that song in his group. And he had somebody singing that song with him. That started Pearl Jam. And they sang Black. Even this guy sang a song called Black. His world was turning black. I'm telling you. It's not that hard to do the math. It's hard to accept the answer. And this photo shows you the answer. So when you have Abraham Lincoln, giving a speech at Gettysburg in PA. Gettysburg. Remember all those fucking bodies? And he gave a speech. Those were chocolate on the field. More than any other race out there. And that's a big secret. Remember when the Capitol, from the other picture, the White House, the Capitol, the White House, remember? Lincoln was there. And supposedly the Confederate States were about to approach and try to take it down. And he turned to those free slaves and said, if you defend me, I'm going to make sure we put it in the Constitution, la, 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 la. And that's what they did. Whether you call them Buffalo Soldiers or we're not up there, it doesn't fucking matter. We weren't taught the truth. We have the Erie Canal in New York State. They don't want to tell you what really happened in Erie, PA. Or Erie, New York. They don't want to talk about that. But I'm going to tell you the biggest secret out of all, from religion and politics. Fuck both of them bitches. I'm going to tell you one more. What was the old name of New York? The capital of New York is Albany, yet there's an Albany, Australia, right? I live in Broome County, yet there's Broome, Australia. What the fuck is up with New York? Why is there the Manhattan? We just had something major happen in Manhattan recently, right? That doesn't make sense. I know you're talking about the towers falling. That's not even the biggest thing. The most recent thing that happened in Manhattan with Trump. Yeah, it was huge. Remember, Trump is supposed to be representing something that I just showed you. Trump is supposed to be representing the Republican platform. So he's acting as the Negro. So for you to be calling yourself Aryan this and Aryan that, well, that's a Negro thing first. Then you know it. Just look it up. It's okay for you to take a claim for it. I get it. But because you want to put religion behind. But what was religion? Based on what? Based on what? Why did they do this to you? So don't get upset with me because I found and discovered this shit. Be upset with the system because they built the system based on their faith. Faith is the assured expectation of things hoped for. But what the fuck is hope? Why would you put hope in a definition of faith? Faith has nothing. Hope has nothing to do with knowledge. To know, to be right or righteous. Righteousness just means that you're full of being right. You're always right. We don't like people that are always right. They're a nuisance. Because they'll tell you the truth and you might not want to accept the truth. So you're more happy with celebrating Halloween than you are supporting All Saints Day. And honestly speaking, between you and I, that defeats the Capitol. And it defeats everything you know and support. People have died because they were like, I'm a Republican and I'm a fight. They died because they said, I'm a Democrat. And they died because they said, I'm a Christian. I'm a Protestant. A Protestant. That's what they call a Protestant. Protestant. I'm a this. I'm a Muslim. I'm a this. I'm a Jew. They keep dying. The whole game is sacrificing to these bitches. They have no value with blood. They had blood before, but they knew that they were what? They weren't cursed. We won't call it curse. We'll call it corrupted. They had corrupted blood. And when you went searching for it, it was gold. 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 We have 7 cities of gold in our history. Yet, ironically, it's 7. How famous is the number 23? What did Michael Jordan? Jordan is a waterway. That's all it is. You don't have Jordan without the letter J. The letter J is only 500 years old. Just look it up in etymology. Just look it up. 23. If you put 2 plus 3, it equals 5, the number of man. So Jordan's number 23 was all about man. How popular did he make the number 23? And that Kobe Bryant make popular the number 24. 24 is 2 plus 4. It equals 6. Who wore the number 6 coming through after Kobe? It was LeBron James. Number 6. 6 is sixtus. That's the as above with 3 stars and below with 3 stars. That's also the Star of David. But David never was. David just means divinity. You need to understand the last part of this video. I'm going to end this video with this, and I wish I didn't have to, but I have to because I was raised in it the whole time, and then I understand that there was just too much wrong with what I was being taught, and it didn't resonate. When something doesn't resonate with you, your heart and your soul fights what they're calling knowledge. That's the real war. That's the battle of the principalities. See, your mind controls part of the heart and the soul. You know what I mean? The body, right? Those are the real principalities, not the kings and queens and this and that. Kings and queens are all about giants. I don't give a fuck. They're always about giants. They told you that who David became king. They told you who Saul was king. Saul, which is short for Sultan. Could be anybody. Could be anything. But I'm going to end this video with this point. You ready? So again, that letter J gives us Jesus, gives us Jehovah, gives us all these other fucking things, right? None of this video is about disrespect. It's about respect, not disrespect. It's about respect. You have to see through the veil. That's how you connect the dots, okay? But ironically, I just want to tell you all something. I know they gave us Jesus, but they also gave us the cross. They told you that Jesus' father, Joseph, or Joseph with the letter J, Joseph, whatever, right? Remember, supposedly Joseph and Mary got on a donkey and rode out to what? Egypt, right? Because, Pharaoh was trying to find them to kill their baby, right? And ironically, what would have been out there when they got there? The pyramids, right? Why didn't Jesus know who built the pyramids? Why didn't his father know who built the pyramids? But nobody asked that fucking question when he came to the world, right? Come on. Anyway, let's just get right to the point. The point is simple. Because even his conception is crazy. See, in the Old Testament, it told you that the demons or the so-called fallen sons sinned because they had sex with the women, right? Supposedly. They were spirit beings and they somehow had sex with women, right? And ironically, God supposedly would have had to give his sperm in order to put it into a womb. And they put it into the womb of Mary. That's what they claim, right? So even Jesus' birth should be what? Not right. But I'm not going there. I'm going to go on a little further. I'm going to end it with this. They gave you the cross. But ironically, they told you that Jesus' daddy was Joseph, and Joseph was a carpenter. What would he have been using the most? Wood. And yet they put his son on a cross when they killed him. And ironically, it came down to the decision of the so-called Jews to kill him. The Jews could have said, yeah, we're going to leave him alone. I know he supposedly, did what he did on a religious holiday. We'll let it slide. He's son of God. What do you want? That's what they could have did. And they didn't. They took Barnabas. Ironically, Barnabas sounds a lot like barber. So the so-called fucking Jews of the Bible chose Barnabas to get out of jail free and let their Jesus be convicted and put to death. But their Jesus, who supposedly was a Jew, they killed their own. Was Barnabas a Jew also? They didn't say much. But Barnabas was in the salt factories, right? He was in the salt caves, right? Barnabas, ironically, somehow connects with Paul, who used to be Saul, who was really Josephus. Yeah. But remember, they killed Jesus and put him on the cross, and the cross was made of wood. So the biggest secrets in religion that you need to understand today, that tops all this, that ends this video, is that this whole system was designed around sacrifice. In fact, we even have a city in Sacramento called Sacramento. Sacrifice. Well, wasn't that what they were doing in Mexico with the Mayans and whatever you want to call them, people down there supposed to be on the pyramids? They were sacrificing. Do you really think they were grabbing their own people out of the crowd and say, yeah, you next. Come on, you going up. We're going to sacrifice your blood, bitch. No, they were warring against someone and something out there. And when you're in a war, if you're able to capture, you can use that person to sacrifice them. And that's what they did. So everyone that wears the cross, whether it's on a necklace, on their face, if they're getting ready to play football or basketball or whatever, I don't know, whatever they want to call it. Remember, the name Christ Jesus. Christ means what? Anointed. Jesus means what? Jesus is Zeus, God of anointment, or the anointed God of what? What is it? Sacrifice. That's why they do everything in the name. He said, remember me, do this in remembrance of me. This is my body, the bread. So you ate bodies. It's like eating Jesus' sacrifice, the bread. You drank the blood. It's just like you drinking the blood of Christ or washing your robe in the blood of Christ, right? It's a wrap. But you get to celebrate all the other fucking holidays, even though Jesus is in your corner. God's watching you. Everything's great, right? Again, I end this video with one simple thing to show you again. We know a so-called Negro did not draw this picture, but it was a Democrat, a so-called white person that drew this photo and was proud about themselves being Democrats of the democracy. They spread democracy around the entire world, and ironically, democracy sounds a lot like demon. A daemon is a falling being that used to be physical, and yet we call them gods. We can call on their names and it can give us power. It is what it was. And I tell you tonight, April 4th, 2024, may the power to survive be with us all.